Today on this Wednesday edition of Studio G, Jamie Seymour talks to UNLV students on school shootings.
Reporter Honey Live goes to a local event with celebrities and new releases in fashion.
And Bree Bradley updates you on what's happening in the racing world with Motorsports Minute. All this and more today on Studio G. Good afternoon and welcome to Studio G. I'm Eddie Vargas.
And I'm Alexis Mers. We're starting off the episode with breaking news. Reporter Carl Winder is at the parking lot behind the Greenspun building where a drastic change is happening for UNLV students.
Yeah, guys, ever since 7 a.m. this morning, parking enforcement has been in full force, sticking these parking cones right in front of what used to be student parking spots, converting them into now staff parking spots for the first two rows in the second lot behind the Greenspun building and in front of the architecture building. Right out there, as you see, that's going to turn into the new UNLV Modal Center, which will take over what used to be metered parking, staff parking, and student parking. And for now, just UNLV students have been in a full uproar about it. They have had to go to the architecture building to park and even have to go as far as the Thompson Mack Center in order to take classes over at the Greenspun, the Hospitality College, and even just to go into the student union. Reporting from the parking lot, I'm Carl Winder, Studio G.
Heather Fayberger will have more on this story tomorrow. In Carson City, an auction was held for a gold coin collection that was reportedly worth $7 million. The former reclusive owner, Walter Samasco Jr., died in May, leaving behind the fortune to be undiscovered before authorities stumbled upon it while clearing out the house. At the end of the day, the auction netted more than $3.5 million. The auction of the state plans on using a portion of that to pay various fees and taxes while giving the remaining profits to the first cousin and sole heir of Samasco.
A deadly shooting happened at a South Carolina college Tuesday night. This is a video of the scene at Coastal Carolina University in Conway, South Carolina. The shooting happened at one of the school's residence halls. Officials say a 19-year-old man was shot and taken to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Police are looking for a suspect. Students have been told to stay in their dorms and not be out of campus. Gun-related crimes have been increasing across the nation these past months. Reporter Jamie Seymour spoke with UNLV students on the possible firearms on campus.
With recent school shootings like Sandy Hook Elementary and the Las Vegas Strip shooting less than 3 miles from campus, I want to know if UNLV students think that they should be able to carry concealed weapons on campus.
I do approve of students having concealed weapons. I just don't know how you would decipher what students should have them and who shouldn't.
I just think that the people that are going to be using the weapons to harm people aren't going to care whether or not they can have it or not.
I want a bulletproof vest. I mean, all these shootings that are going on and stuff like that. I go to 2 schools and you really never know like when you're going to get attacked or anything like that. So I support like bulletproof vests and any kind of protection you can have.
I personally would feel safer if I can have it just in case something happens. That I would have it to protect myself against somebody that wouldn't really follow the rules necessarily anyway.
I just like I'm a gun supporter. I just don't know who should have guns and who shouldn't, because to apply for a gun you don't need to take a psychological test. You just need to be a legal citizen and stuff like that. So there's other precautions I don't know how to really address who should have a gun and who shouldn't. I feel like people should be able to carry guns though if they want to.
The fight for gun control is entering its final round in Senate. Today, they're having a Senate Judiciary Committee hearing on whether or not to consider banning assault weapons.
Recently, Las Vegas was touched by 3 days of magic. Reporter Honey Love tells us more.
Year, more than 600,000 attendees flock to Las Vegas to attend Magic Market Week.
I love Vegas. This is my second time out here, and I'm having a really, really good time. Everything is great. This is a great show, great expo.
Unlike the Fashion Week in New York or Milan, this fashion trade show extravaganza gives designers and retailers a chance to launch and build distribution, as well as networking opportunities for others looking to stitch their name in fashion, such as professional boxer Zab Judah.
Us, we're looking to do a Zab Judah spin-off hat t-shirt deal. So we up here speaking with designers and sitting down.
Celebrities were also on hand to get first dibs on the latest fashions of next season, including hip-hop recording artist Jules Santana.
Always like to check out who got what going on. It's like magic show is like homework. It's like fashion homework. Get to see what's going on, what's coming out. With people, you know, I'm always a trendsetter kind of guy, so I like to see what they think is going to be hot.
For hip-hop recording artist and clothing designer Jim Jones, the magic show gave him the opportunity to show off his clothing line, Vampire Life.
Flow Bucks and Vampire Life, that's what's hot right now.
Magic Market Week will return to Las Vegas this August to showcase its 2014 winter fashions. For Studio G, I'm Honey Love.
For additional information on Magic Market Week, visit magiconline.com. And being on the subject of celebrities and entertainers, we are now going to send it over to Brenda Gomez with your current weather news. Brenda?
Not weather, entertainment news. Hello everyone, I'm Brenda Gomez and welcome to this season edition of Did You Hear? Well, I'll be giving you the scoop on the world of entertainment. Let's begin. Morrissey canceled his appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live yesterday because he did not want to ruin his reputation. He refused to perform because the members of the reality show Duck Dynasty were also guests. He stated he could not appear next to animal serial killers. Although he was honored, he would only perform if they were removed from the show. This isn't the first time he was worried about his reputation. While performing at Coachella in April of 2009, he stepped off the stage after he smelled meat burning from the vendors. He claimed that the stench was making him sick. Harder, better, faster, stronger. A faster reveal is what the fans are anticipating after Daft Punk posted a new image on their Facebook page and website just yesterday. The image released is a confirmation of their new record deal with Columbia after leaving Virgin. Though there haven't been any release dates, the fans are anxiously awaiting. Speaking of stronger, Kanye West continues to have strong words to say about anything and everything. After going off about Jay-Z and Justin Timberlake's collaboration, to Beyonce and Pepsi, the Grammys, and to top it off, President Barack Obama, West doesn't know when to stop. Maybe it's the pregnancy emotional roller coaster that's affecting him? Lindsay Lohan might finally try to stay out of trouble. According to the Associated Press, Lohan's attorney has asked her judge to consider other alternatives that will prevent her from going to jail. As part of her commitment to better her life, Lohan plans to be a motivational speaker to children while guiding them to stay out of trouble. Her trial is scheduled for March 18th. It sounds like she could use some of her own advice. Rihanna filed a restraining order against a fan who tried to break into her home in Los Angeles. Rihanna won the case against Steve Lambero, who was arrested on Thursday after he mistakenly broke into her neighbor's mansion, believing it was a singer's home. The obsessive fan even slept in the master bedroom. Barrow is banned from coming within 100 yards of Rihanna. We close with the Oscars. Yes, we cannot forget about Jennifer Lawrence and Kristen Stewart, who helped Stewart as she limped through the red carpet. Little did she know that she would be needing some help as well. Her fall was caused by a wardrobe malfunction, as she mentioned at a press conference after the awards. While Twilight star had injured her foot after stepping on glass days before the event. Nonetheless, the girls both surpassed the Oscars. That's all the entertainment news I have for this Wednesday. Tune in next week for more of Did You Hear? And I will send it back to the desk with Eduardo and Alexis.
When we come back, we're going to look at how you can tone your body and dance at the same time.
We also have your weather, sports, and motorsports minute with Bree Bradley. Stay with us, Studio G. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the art department at UNLV, where students can express their creative side. You can also check out the current exhibits at the Grant Hall Gallery, Jesse Metcalf Gallery, and Donna Beam Gallery of Fine Art, featuring recent artwork displays by students, staff, and local artists. Whether your forte is taking photos, painting a picture, or carving a sculpture, Make sure to check out the UNLV Art Department located in the Alta Ham Fine Arts Building.
It's convenience. It saves me a lot of money because I'm on a meal plan basically, and it saves me time because I don't have to walk across the street. It saves me gas because I don't have to drive anywhere to eat, and especially being a lazy college student, I can just walk right over here when I'm hungry and not have to wait that much longer to get food.
Hello and welcome back from the break. I'm Austin Denny with your weather forecast for today. If you take a look outside right now, currently 53 degrees, very comfortable, and the winds are actually calm for a change. That's nice to see here in Las Vegas. If we take a look at the almanac, just a little bit below our average this time of the year, 66 degrees the average. We will get up, however, a little bit more on that coming up in the 7-day outlook. If we take a look at temperatures around the great state of Nevada, 32 degrees up at Eureka, kind of chilly, but that's what you have to expect, especially up north. Comfortable 42 in Tonopah, and then obviously down in Mercury, 52 degrees. Now, if we shift gears a little bit and take a look at the National Doppler radar across the nation, Winter Storm Rocky still pounding the northeast, just continuing to dump snow across Pennsylvania, New York, Maine, continually to get pounded. Chicago even. Chicago is going to get pounded. They've really accumulated a lot of snow over the past couple of days. If we look at the current temperatures now across the nation, like we said, the East Coast still very, very cold. New York at 42 degrees. Down south here a little bit though. Fort Worth 55, Houston 67, very comfortable, and Los Angeles a beautiful 71 degrees. If we take a look at that 7-day forecast, 60s for Thursday and Friday, then we jump into the 70s for the weekend before we drop like the stock market again on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Just a little bit cooler, but overall should be a nice week. That's all I have for your weather today. Now we'll send it back over to Eduardo at the desk.
A new person of interest has risen with the Las Vegas police in the killing of an aspiring artist who was shot and killed while driving his Maserati into a taxi cab that exploded on the Las Vegas Strip last Thursday. Las Vegas police say Tanisha LaShawn Howard, also known as Genesis Alfonso, was in the car with suspects Amar Harris when he allegedly shot and killed Kenneth Wayne Cherry Jr., who also performed under the name Kenny Clutch. Here is photos from Metro Police showing Tanisha Howard with the suspect shooter, Amar Harris. Howard has been listed as a missing person and possibly endangered. There is now a multi-state manhunt for Amar Harris, and Las Vegas taxi cab companies have a pledged $32,000 reward fund for information leading to his arrest. Authorities also made note that the incident took place less than a mile from where rapper Tupac Shakur was shot fatally in September 1996 on Flamingo Road in Colville. Yesterday marked the one-year anniversary of the killing of Florida teen Trayvon Martin by Neighborhood Watch Captain George Zimmerman. The past year, it has been a crossfire of debates on racial profile and Florida's stand your ground law. While letters have been sent to Martin's family, Zimmerman has also received letters of both positive and negative ratings for his actions.
Until now, they have been the silent opinions, for and against, expressed directly to George Zimmerman. The hundreds of cards, letters, and email that only now we are allowed to see. As expected, we find words of encouragement to Zimmerman and harsh condemnation. But in those hundreds of personal and often passionate notes, we were able to look a little deeper, to look for trends, and to possibly see what is driving so many deeply held opinions. And immediately, there were some surprises. The accusations of racism and profiling that dominated demonstrations a year ago are not so prevalent in notes written to Zimmerman. Of the email condemning his actions, fewer than 10% call him a racist. Only 5% accuse him of profiling. The most common factor in opinions against George Zimmerman may have its roots right here. That mental image of Trayvon Martin buying a pack of Skittles and a can of iced tea at this convenience store before walking home to watch a basketball game. The one thing Zimmerman critics mention most is Trayvon Martin's age. 41%, in fact, condemning Zimmerman's actions explicitly mention Trayvon Martin's youth, some calling him a 17-year-old, a teenager, a young man. but most may have formed opinions based on the younger photos of Martin publicized early in the case, calling Martin a boy, a kid, a child. And many of the people writing notes of support to George Zimmerman seem to be reacting to what they saw playing out right here in the streets of Sanford, Florida. Nearly a quarter of the people supporting Zimmerman objected to race being an issue in this case. Some blamed the media. Others blamed leaders of the protests. Some went even further to suggest a conspiracy at work, or that Zimmerman was himself a victim of racism. A few made comments offering a possible glimpse into a racial divide and racially motivated resentment.
Jury selections for Zimmerman's trial is set to begin on June 10th. The judge proceeding over the trial has set a hearing on Zimmerman's use of the Stand Your Ground law to begin on April 22nd.
There are numerous activities people can engage in to stay physically fit, but one activity involves music and dancing. Over the weekend, I got to experience it for myself. Here's more. Zumba is a Latin-inspired dance fitness program that was created by choreographer Alberto Perez. Zumba is not your typical gym workout. It includes various dance and aerobic elements.
Zumba is a lot of fun. The workout is a lot faster than at the gym. 30 minutes at the gym feels like 2 hours, and 30 minutes here feels really short.
Zumba instructor Jose Carrillo changes his style of dance frequently to keep his class interesting and fun.
My background, I do dance contemporary jazz, hip hop, so I kind of mix all that stuff into workout, also insanity, so I mix all that stuff into my workout.
Zumba is not only fun, but a great way to get in shape. Frequent Zumba goers have seen desirable changes in their bodies.
I have seen the difference in my body, and I have lost like 15 pounds. And no muffin top, so I'm happy about that.
All the arms, all the wings are gone, and it's fun. It's so much fun.
Jose teaches special moves to trigger different areas of the body.
There's actually a couple girls that I've done certain steps or certain goals for them, and I've seen different the way they do my movement. Each movement is such a different, triggers different parts of your body, and I've seen a big change in them and just even in myself.
Zumba classes are held all over the Las Vegas Valley in various gyms and dance studios. Jose's classes are held Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. in the Herbalife Studio on Stewart and Nellis. Zumba is a great way to burn those extra calories and have fun. From Studio G, I'm Alexis Mers. Go to ZumbaLasVegas.com to find a Zumba class near you.
Not only does that look fun, but it also looks like a great way to burn some calories.
It was a lot of fun. I had to learn a couple moves. I'm not the best dancer, so it was kind of awkward, but I think I lost a couple pounds just picking up those Zumba classes.
Now we're going to send it over to Allison Whitley for your Wednesday sports.
Hello, I'm Allison Whitley, and welcome to today's edition of Whitley's Wednesday Sports Spotlight. In college basketball news, Minnesota takes down #1 college basketball team Indiana in a breathtakingly close game of 77 points to 73 points. Trevor Mbakwe had 21 points on an 8 for 10 shooting and 12 rebounds. This helped Minnesota take down the top-ranked team last night. A Maine's women's basketball team bus crashed off the highway yesterday night. The bus ran off the highway north of Boston, leaving a player with a broken hand and the driver seriously injured. All the players and staff of the bus were taken to a hospital, but released this morning. Other than the driver, there was no serious injuries. Now looking at NFL, former defensive lineman Albert Hainsworth was finished his community service that courts required him to do. This service was a result of a plea agreement after Hainsworth was accused of touching a waitress's breast at a Washington hotel. Yesterday, he finished the necessary 160 hours. More NFL news includes San Francisco 49ers trading quarterback Alex Smith to Kansas City Chiefs. ESPN has confirmed that Kansas City will trade its second-round pick in the 2013, as well as a conditional mid-round draft pick in 2014 in order to acquire Smith from San Francisco. Now let's look at some Rebel news. We start with UNLV baseball. UNLV will host the Rebel Classic on Thursday. This is the first time since 2002 that the Rebels have hosted a tournament. It will play from February 28th to March 3rd, so make sure you come out and support your boys at Earl E. Wilson Stadium. Now UNLV women's golf finished their first spring tournament yesterday in Pleasanton, California. They won 5th in the Cal Classic, making the win their 4th top 5 win in the season. Congratulations, Lady Rebels. Also, former UNLV linebacker John Lutalele was a top performer in 2 different events at the 2013 Scouting Combine on Monday. Lutalele was ranked 2nd among 16 linebackers in the 3-cone drill with a time of 6.91 seconds and 4th out of 20 in the vertical jump of 35.5 inches. The NFL draft is scheduled to take place April 25th through the 27th in New York. Now finishing off, we're going to look at tomorrow's games. Our UNLV men tennis team is taking on Oklahoma at home, and Rebel baseball team takes on Bradley away. Good luck to both of our Rebel teams. That's all the sports I have for you this week on Whitley's Wednesday Sports Spotlight. And now we're going to send it over to Bree Bradley to cover what's happening in the sports of racing on Motorsports Minutes. Bree?
Thank you, Allison. Good afternoon, race fans, and thank you for joining me on this week's edition of Studio G's Motorsports Minutes. I'm Bree Bradley. This week was filled with carnage, victory, and triumph within the motorsports world. Just this past weekend, a horrible multi-car crash left several fans injured at Daytona International Speedway. The wreck happened in the final turn of Saturday's Nationwide Series race. Regan Smith was leading the pack to checkered flags when he was spun out by competitor Brad Klazowski. That set off a chain reaction crash that wiped out several other cars, including 20-year-old young Kyle Larson. Larson was thrown into the surrounding catch fence, ripping off the front of his car. Larson managed to walk away from the accident. However, at least 28 fans were injured by flying debris. Thankfully, all the injuries weren't life-threatening. Tony Stewart went on to win the race, but there's no celebration. Despite Saturday's tragic scene, one NASCAR driver had every reason to celebrate. Danica Patrick made history 3 times at the Great American Race, the Daytona 500. Starting from the pole position, leading a lap, and finishing in the top 10, she is the first female driver to accomplish any of those 3 things. Great job, girl. Who says racing is just a boy's sport? Now for some racing updates straight from Las Vegas's very own backyard. Earlier this week, I covered the story of 2 local Las Vegas students who dedicated all their time and money in hopes of building a fully functional off-road race truck in just 14 days. Kevin Benally and Cameron Wells entered their first ever off-road race this past weekend. During this 2-day event, the boys experienced some hardships on Saturday, breaking a front spindle. After making the hour-long drive back to Vegas from Primm, Nevada to find the parts to fix the truck, they worked throughout the night to get the truck running again for Sunday. Then Sunday, Benally and Wells came back to finish 4th in class for a 4th place overall finish for the weekend. Congratulations to the both of them on their respectable finish. Finally, switching it up to 2-wheel action sports after a year mixed with injury and misfortune, former 2-time Supercross champion Bubba James Stewart and Team Yoshimura Suzuki broke through for their first victory inside Atlanta, Georgia's Dome. The 8th race for the 2013 Monster Energy AMA Supercross produced the 5th different winner this season. Now the competitive-driven battle for the 450 SX class title fight makes annual visit to St. Louis, the Edward Jones Dome, this upcoming Saturday night for the 9th final stop on the schedule. That's all the news I have for you today. Again, I'm Bree Bradley. Be sure to catch up with me this week on Motorsports Minutes for your latest news in the industry of speed. When we come back from the break, I will be joined with the UNLV Riding Center's Christina Martinez. So don't touch that mouse. Studio G will be right back.
Where is the moment we needed the most? You kick up the leaves and the magic is lost. Tell me your blue skies fade to gray. Tell me your passion's gone away. And I don't need no
Hi, welcome back from the break. I'm Bree Bradley again, and today I'm joined by Christina Martinez from UNLV Writing Center. So you are a consultant at UNLV's Writing Center. Tell me a little bit about that.
The Writing Center offers a lot of different services for students free of charge. One of them is private consultations with mostly our graduate assistants in the English department. These are one-on-one sessions that are student-driven, so the student gets to address what they'd like to look at in their papers, their homework assignments. We also offer the online writing lab via email and Skype. This is where students can email their assignments or have a one-on-one chat via Skype. And we also have workshops once a semester, and we have a writing lab at our offices, which are in the CDC, the Central Desert Complex. And our website offers a lot of resources, handouts on anything from formatting to grammar, thesis writing, yeah.
Oh, very neat. So working at the Writing Center and providing so many of these services, what are you guys' main goal here?
Well, we encourage students to become better writers and see writing as a process. We also like to show students that there's a value in peer workshops, so having a partner look at your paper and again see writing as a process rather than just like an independent project.
And one of the things that I think is very important, UNLV's Writing Center, does it cost any money for students to go there?
It's completely free, and students are welcome up to 3 times a week to visit, 2 times during busy periods, midterms and finals. But yeah, it's completely free, and we welcome everyone from English as a secondary language students to PhD students, no matter what your major is, anyone is welcome.
So even though the services are free, do you guys get a lot of students that use your resources?
We do. In the fall of 2012, we saw 2,100 students. In the entire year of 2012, we saw 4,500. And we have 75% usage, so that means up to 25% of our appointment bookings are still free. So we get busy, but there's still a lot of availability.
Very cool. And some of the people that have been produced from the Writing Center, have you guys ever had any people that have come back and said that they have graduated and become, prominent writers and things like that?
Yes, Vu Tran, he graduated from the English department with a PhD, and he was a Glenn Schaefer Fellow, and he won the 2009 Whiting Whitney Award. Miley Chapman is also a renowned published author, and she graduated from the English department. And Matt O'Brien is also a published author, and he's currently in our MFA program.
And so UNLV is very known for its good writers. What would you say you could do to get more students to use the Writing Center?
Well, I'd say not to be shy, just to, they can call to make an appointment. We welcome walk-ins. Everyone in the office is very friendly, so yeah.
Very neat. That's all we have for today. We'll send it back to the desk with Eddie and Alexis.
That's all the news we have for today. Thank you for watching. I'm Alexis Maris.
And I'm Eddie Vargas. Be sure to follow us on Twitter page and send us any story ideas. Have a great day, Las Vegas, and tune in tomorrow for more Studio G.